What is up, everybody? If you're like me, you live in a city, and very rarely are you face to face with the animals that are a part of the United States food system. But each day, there are thousands of animals that lose their lives because of modern day factory farming and U.S. eating practices. And the group that is behind the website animalclock.org is looking to bring those numbers into practical reality and show you daily how many animals are actually killed for food. Growing up when I was eating meat, I never even considered how many animals there would be. And as I got older and I learned more, I was completely shocked by how many animals are actually killed for food. So, animalclock.org has this homepage where they have the US kill stats. They also operate in Canada and the UK. And just as of this year, the time of the recording, it's February 9th in 2019. Already this year, there's almost 6 billion animals that have been killed as a part of the food system in the United States. It goes into the annual death stats here. So the overwhelming majority of animals that are killed for food are shellfish, and they've got references linked down in the bottom. But for mammals, the overwhelming majority are chickens. There are about 9 billion chickens being raised and killed for food each year, followed up by turkeys at 241 million. Then next, cattle at 32 million cattle killed for food each year. 121 million pigs, 26 million ducks, 2 million sheep, and then about 3.4 billion fish. All right, so you can see this number just keeps going up pretty much every second. It's based on average rates and then goes throughout the year. But since we visited this page, since I've been recording this video, there have been almost 500,000 animals killed for food in the United States. And that's just absolutely staggering amount of animals. It's always hard to comprehend. There's this quote that gets attributed to, I think it's like Joseph Stalin, but it's like, the death of 10 people is a tragedy, but the death of 10 million is the statistic. And I look at these numbers, it's really hard to visualize the fact that, just in the time we've been talking, there have been 500,000 animals killed for food. It's outside of human comprehension to be able to factor that in. So when I am thinking about this and trying to, grow my empathy towards these animals, I think about the individual animal. I think about the individual cow or individual chicken, like here on this line. When you have a pig looking in your eyes and that pig dies in front of you, it is very easy to make that connection and to grow empathy for that animal. But I've never seen that happen, So I've only seen animals like in slaughter trucks. As you're driving on the highway, you can see pigs or cows or chickens in the actual transport trucks going to the slaughterhouse. And that's when it really sinks in for me. And also seeing online videos of factory farming cruelty and seeing photos of individual animals as ambassadors for their species. Another way to really connect with the sheer number of animals that are being raised and killed for food is to go to a farm sanctuary and to actually meet some cows, pigs, or chickens. I had never met any of those animals before I got into professional animal advocacy. And it really solidified, it really drove it home that these are no different than the dog or cat that I've had at home. They have their own personalities. They want joy. They just want to have a happy life and be around like animals. And it's just really sad to think that, as we're talking, as this year has already gone by, 2019, that almost 6 billion animals have lost their lives as a result of the food system, especially when there's so many better alternatives to these products. There plant-based meats, there's clean meat coming out on the market, fruits and veggies are abundant. It's easier than ever to adopt a plant-based diet or to eat a mostly plant-based diet, and this to me is just completely unnecessary suffering. It's just particularly sad, and I'm very thankful that there are groups out there raising awareness about it and doing things to reduce the suffering and end the use of animals raised for food. So going into some of the statistics here, though, by the numbers, see, even now, in the past 2 minutes of me talking, we're almost at 750,000 animals. So take that into consideration as you go through your life. If you eat meat, do you want to contribute to a system that is causing this much suffering? Do you want to support an industry that uses 1,800 gallons or 68 liters of water to produce 1 pound of beef? I'm sure if you're like me, you try to conserve water. The easiest thing you can do to conserve water is just to skip that hamburger and go for a plant-based burger like the Beyond Burger. I'm not sponsored by them to say anything. I just really enjoy them, and they use 99% less water than a beef burger. It's just a no-brainer if you're trying to conserve water. If you're an environmentalist, please consider reducing your meat consumption as a way to conserve the planet, because this 6 billion animals, and this number is going to grow as you see. 9 billion chickens, 241 million turkeys. They produce so much waste. It takes so much energy to feed them, and we could be simply reducing their suffering and removing all that harm for the environment by just simply eating plants. It's I don't know. To me, it seems like a no-brainer, but let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to run through some more of these statistics just to give you some rundown. So for egg-laying hens, the hens that produce eggs, they live in about 8 by 10 inch amount of space for their entire life. Basically about less than the size of a sheet of paper. They spend their entire life. There are 825,000 chickens accidentally boiled and drowned alive during slaughter each year. If you're against animal cruelty, just this number alone should drive you to reconsider your choices, that they are accidentally boiled and drowned alive. That is absolutely horrific. I don't know. It is just really sad stuff. I'm going to put the link in the descriptions, but you can make a difference. There are many organizations out there doing great work. They've got wonderful resources, like Animal Equality, Mercy for Animals, Compassionate World Farming, and the Humane League. And full disclosure, I do work for the Humane League, so I am initially biased towards them, but all these organizations are absolutely wonderful. I highly recommend you check it out. They've got question and answers such as, do animals feel pain? Says the desire to survive is a basic evolutionary concept, not exclusive to humans. Pain is both a critical indicator of injury and illness, as well as a strong motivator to avoid actions that lead to or prolong injury or death. So of course animals feel pain. They have a nervous system. If you've ever, accidentally stepped on your dog's tail or toe or something, you hear them squeal, it's obvious animals feel pain. It's just a no-brainer. They've got a question, do animals fear their death? It's a pretty big question. Do animals fear their death? Do humans fear their death? I think a lot of them do, and of course, I think animals fear their death. It says, I like eating meat. Can I still help? It goes into great ways. Like at the grocery store, purchase only the amount of meat your family is certain to eat. Americans throw away about 22% of meat they purchase, needlessly killing billions of animals. So if you still want to eat meat, just focus on buying the exact amount of meat or less that your family is going to eat. Every time we throw away a meal, every time we throw away meat, we are basically causing the needless death of animals. And when it comes to causing harm and pain to an individual animal, I think that is one of the utmost responsibilities that we need to reduce. And if we have the ability to do that by something as simple as buying less and eating less, I think it is our moral duty to do that. But anyways, they go through so many questions. I'm running a bit long on this, but anyways, thank you so much for watching. In the time that this video has been playing, there have been 1.2 million animals raised and killed for food. So please consider their lives in your food choices. I know changing habits are tough, but there's so many great resources. It's easier than ever to try a plant-based or vegan diet or lifestyle. So take that as what it's worth. Comment below if you have any thoughts, opinions, what you think about this. Do you think that this is just share your comments. I'd love to hear from you. You can follow me at Hendrickson News on Twitter to join in the conversation there, and it's at Hendrickson Media on Minds.com, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, all the social media. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day wherever you're at.